Our own fighting on the streets is much better than your own problem. Your own distraction is worse. Your own distraction is more dangerous. We exhibit fight. Maybe somebody's tooth is removed. But you get involved into drugs. We don't get involved in drugs. We don't know anything like Colorado during our time.
Yeah.
There was no Rufinol during our time. There was no Tramadol during our time.
When a lion is waiting for you in the jungle, the only thing you can do is to pray to your God to save you. Except you have weapon, right? Yes. So that weapon you need to survive in the next challenge that you are going to face in life is what we're about to let you see today and let you understand. Do you understand? There is no mountain too great, right? There is nothing too difficult for you. There is nothing too challenging, right? Because you have what? A weapon. Once you have that weapon, you can face the challenge. You can face any situation. Are you with me? Somebody's going to ask me, what weapon am I talking about, right? Yes. When you face a lion in the jungle, what kind of weapon do you need? Eh? You said? Bazooka. When you face a lion in the jungle, do you need a stick? What can a stick do when you confront a lion? What can a stick do for you? Even if you get a 2x2 plank, it can't save you. How many of you watch Joe Network, right? Net Joe White, thank you. You see how fierce these lions can be. That is how fierce the challenges of life can be as you move on. Are you with me? I'm not here to scare you, but that is how fierce the challenges of you moving from one class to the other can be. All right? When you move from SS1 to SS2, it looks like, this is a different challenge. This class is difficult. But do you know that once you have the prepared weapon that will help you at that stage, it makes it easy for you. I've not told you the weapon, right? I'm still going to tell you we are heading somewhere. So once you face a lion in the jungle and you have a gun, are you confident? Yes. You are still not confident, right? There is this iota of fear that anything can still happen. The gun can fall and the lion can pounce on you. That is how life is generally. Are you following me? Those at the back, I want you to pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you might miss this. And when you miss it, it might be a bit challenging for you when you face those challenges. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
I like the quiet in the class now. So, one of the weapons that you need, I won't lie to you, is money. But how many of us have it? I'm glad. If you have money, you can raise your hand. I know you have money by faith, right? That's beautiful. One of the challenges one of the weapons that you can use to scale through life is money. If you have money, you won't be in this school, right? Yes. And one of the reasons why SS1, SS2, and SS3 is challenging is because you are in this school. Isn't it? Maybe if you are in a private school, it will not be that challenging. You know, you can have money to do one or two things, isn't it? But can I also tell you that with money, you can still face a lot of challenges that money cannot conquer, that money cannot solve, right? Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
It's an honor to have you here.
It's my pleasure too.
And I can see the whole class is excited because you are not just Mr. Adams alone. You are a great leader. You've been an influencer to many people. And you know, before your arrival, I already told them a lot about Mr. Adams and those that Mr. Adams has influenced into becoming greater people today. We know about Adams College has been in existence since the 90s, maybe 99 or thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken. And from 99 till date, that's more than 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. And we must have had over 25 sets of people who have graduated from not just Adams College, but from the wisdom of Mr. Adams himself. So we can give you another round of applause. So today, Mr. Adams will be sharing with us, you know, how he was able to move. He graduated here from this very school, in case you don't know. He graduated from this very school. And today, he's a very great man, respected in Oshodi, Solo local government, respected in Lagos State, respected all over Nigeria. Even those abroad know Mr. Adams. So Mr. Adams is a global Adams man. Am I right? He's a global man. Thank you. He's a global man. He's not just. So it's a privilege to have him right in front of you. He will be discussing with you how he was able to move from Bolade Grammar School to where he is today, the global stage. So I want you to pay attention and open your ears to learning how he was able to move. Because like I said earlier, the only way for you to get to wherever you want to be in life is to learn from those who are above you. Is that correct? All right, Mr. Adams, welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Can we have a little of your background so that the students can know fully that you are also like one of them?
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to be here. It's always a nostalgia when I return to Bolade Grammar School. I remember this should be I think this was our chemistry lab those years. I don't know whether it has been changed to a Greek or whatever, but it used to be my chemistry lab. And then we have another lab down, maybe physics laboratory and chemistry down. And then it has been a very nice time. I was in Bolade Grammar School so many years ago. I actually finished from Bolade Grammar School in 1989. We are the sets that were here, you know, I think about 5 sets after the school started doing WAEG. The Bolade Grammar School itself was established in 1981, and then our own journey began in 1985 or thereabouts, and then we finished 89. So we are the last set of those secondary schools that used 5 years for school. After our own set, the other set now started using the 6334 system, which I was not privileged to have. We are the last set. So you can see that my set was a special set, but we are the last set of the 5 years in school curriculum issue. During our own time in Bolade Grammar School was highly known for notoriety. I mean, we're very notorious. What they know Bolade Grammar School for was fighting. We used to fight a lot because they brought Bolade Grammar School from a school called Ewututu Grammar School. And their name that time was called Afijalo. Afijalo means they use fights to settle scores. And that was where we came from. So that was our background. And we're highly known for notorious activity, fighting, and all that. They didn't believe that anything good can come out from this school. But by the grace of God today, there are many graduate Bolade Grammar School products who are everywhere in the world, who are doing extremely very well. So you must not put your background on the floor. You must not forget that you also can get to the top. Don't ever allow your background to put your background on the floor. So our Bolade Grammar School has been a journey. I finished from here, and then from there I went to Obafemi University. I did my postgraduate program in University of Lagos, and then by God's grace today, I'm the proprietor of Adams College, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
You heard that correctly. Bolade, your school, was known for what? Notorious activities. But Mr. Adams, let's quickly, dive into the discussion fully for today. Back in those days, Bolade was known for notorious activities. How were you able to, not be part of those who were notorious, in Bolade? Because everybody knows that, every student, because someone told me that his mom asked him not to go to Bolade because she knows that Bolade is a very, difficult school. How were you able to manage yourself not to be part of those who were notorious back then?
Yes, well, I need to say that, number one, you must always learn to stand out from the crowd. You must also have a mission statement, and you must be a purposeful student. What is your purpose for living? Why are you coming to school? Once you have that definition of why you are coming to school, it will be easier for you. You may have 9 friends, and all the 9 are smokers. You may decide to stand out from them and not be the 10th smoker. You may have 9 friends who are all foolish. You have a choice whether to become the 10th foolish one, or you stand out from the crowd. I have a background where, number one, I wanted to make my parents proud, and that's exactly what was keeping me going. I have a mother who was always passionate about me, that wanted me to go to school, and I felt if I'm not going to do anything for anyone, I must do it for her. And I was very cautious and selective when it comes to my friendship. The type of friends I should have, I have to select my friends. You can't be my friends. There are some friends that I'm just close to by just greeting. Hello, hi, Adams, hi, that's the end of our friendship. There are some I was intimate about. There are some I was so passionate about. There are some I know that I can gain from them. Those were my friends. So I was very selective when it comes to friends. When they are smoking their weed or whatever, I know I cannot smoke because I have a mother who is waiting for me. I have a mother who wants the best for the son. And I must not disappoint him. And whatever you are doing today, you must put your parents into the picture. Your parents are waiting for you. Some of them are fasting and praying. They want to be the best of your kind. Some of them go to mosque and pray because of you. So you must not let them down. So I have parents I don't want to let down. I have friends to select from. I have very positive friendship. And I believe in myself that if nobody from my family become an engineer, I must become one. And I became one. So it is all about purpose for living. And if I'm asking a question today, why are you in this school? Do you have a purpose at all? Do you have a goal? Do you have in mind what you want to become? Once you have what you want to become, nothing is going to move you. Even when people are fighting around you, say, that's not what I want to be. People are smoking, that's not what I want to become. People are chasing girls and carrying girls and becoming pregnant at the age of 16. That's not what I want to become. So you have to define whom you are. By the time you define whom you are, you'll be able to overcome all the challenges of wanting to blend. Because don't forget, evil communication corrupts good manner. So when you have the mind that I can't be like that, I want to be like this for better. So it is you that define you. It is not me that will define you. It is you that will define what you want to become. So Bolade Grammar School was notorious, but I make a definition that I want to be the best in my school. I want to be the best of my kind, and I want to make my parents proud. I was passionate about that, and then all of them came to fulfillment because I have a dream. The question is that what dream do you have? Once you have a dream, you can be sure that things are going to work according to plan.
Did you hear that correctly? All right, so, yeah, thank you. So we know back then that Bolade was actually a notorious school.
Yeah.
But it's not the same in this present time. We hardly find notorious people on the streets. We hardly find, in fact, you can see that back then in the class you have more advanced people in age, in terms of age. We have people in their close to their 20s or in their 20s in the classroom back then. But nowadays, we have people who are less than 20, as in terms of age in the classroom. And then you now figure out that one of the change we also find out in this present generation is that we have less people who are notorious, like I said earlier. What we now have is people who are into Yahoo, all in the name of they want money. People who are into prostitution, all in the name of they also want money. Because money, they say, is the root of all evil. But people love money, and also everybody loves money, right? So how would you advise, the students in this classroom now? Because they heard you when you said your friends back then were smoking, but their own friends are not smoking. Their own friends might not be notorious as your own friends, but I'm sure that their friends are somehow into Yahoo and the likes. How would you advise them to live their life as regards this, sir?
Yes, every generation has their own social malices that we have. Let me tell you the reality. Our own fighting on the streets is much better than your own problem. Your own distraction is worse. Your own distraction is more dangerous. We exhibit fight. Maybe somebody's tooth is removed. But you get involved into drugs. We don't get involved in drugs. We don't do anything like Colorado during our time.
Yeah.
There was no Rufinol during our time. There was no Tramadol during our time. And those things are not going to affect our brain. Somebody may smoke with this one or two things here. It may affect them once in a while. But you have more dangerous thing that is facing you now. The drug abuse, the drug addiction of this period. And then the cultism that he's talking about was not as the Yahoo that he's talking about now is more advanced now. And of course, the prostitution was advanced now. You know, at that period, I remember those days when somebody is going to smoke during our own time, he has to go and hide somewhere before he can smoke. But now they smoke in the open. So your own generation is faced with a lot of challenges. And then the social media distraction from your own. During our own time, pornography was not reigning. Somebody want to get involved in pornography, there was no phone. So if I go to watch pornography, maybe I have to go and buy one paper somewhere. And then you go and hide somewhere and be watching. But in your room now, pornography is on your phone. So you have a lot of things to fight for. So our own may be physical fight, but your own is emotional. And that's why there are more suicidal tendencies during your own time than our own. During our own time, you will not hear that one student go and kill himself. It's difficult for you to kill yourself during our time. You weather the storm. But now, we have had a girl that said, people were calling me that I was horrible. She wanted to kill herself. She wrote a letter and said, people have been calling me horrible. Lagos State Polytechnic. She said, they were calling me horrible. And then I cannot face this body shaming anymore. And then she wrote a paper and died. And there are many girls now, during your own age, during our own time, diabetes is old man syndrome. Young people like you now have stroke. That will shock you to know. And what is the stroke coming from? I gave him all of my heart and he broke my heart. Therefore, I'm going. You know, you cannot win. Our own may be physical fight, which may not lead to a lot of mental issue. But now, drugs addiction, just like what they said, Yahoo is there, the fraud is there. People in your own generation believe that going to school is a scam. We don't believe that. We believe that for you to get to the top, you have to work yourself to the top. Through hard work, through resilience, through a lot of tenacity, you have to do that. But your own now is a lot of, you are looking for shortcut, you want to cut it short. People are already singing in your own environment that going to school is a scam, which is not really true. So you have a lot of things to fight against at your own time. Drug addiction is there. I hope if you check your pocket now, we won't see tramadol in your pocket. I hope there's nobody who is smoking Colorado here and all that. So your own period, you are facing much more mental issue than our own. And that's why you have to be very careful. Somebody may look very, very good like this, and then it's already into many things. And the way you are abusing substance in your own time was not like our own. A young boy went to open pit latrine, and he put his nose there and said he's trying to become high in pit latrine. We don't do that during our own time. A young boy soaked a pad of a female, soaked it in water for many days. That was stained with blood, and he went to drink it. And he said he was feeling high because of that. So we don't have all those kind of mental issues during our time. And then the way you are doing things now, you want to become high, you want to become we don't do that during our time. And a lot of sexual perversion during your time. So every set have their own perversion. Our own may be fighting during our own time, but your own is much more advanced problem that you have, and you must overcome those challenges. If you don't, that will be difficult for you. Many of you are facing the scourge of masturbation and pornography. A boy was telling me the other time and said, sir, before, I don't watch pornography, but now that's what I watch on my phone. And I can understand something before. In 20 minutes, I can understand many things. But now, in 2 hours, nothing entered my brain because of pornography and masturbation. During our own time, there was no phone. So nobody's going to be watching anything that is dirty on the phone. We read our book. We may fight during inter sports, you know. Those fights, street fights, all those is part of us that time. But at the end of the day, we know what we are doing. We have a goal in mind. I must achieve my dream. I must achieve my goal. Some of those street fighters today, they are doctors. They are engineers in the midst of that. But your own, you have many, many salient issues that you have to overcome. Advanced faith fraud is all there. And then the drug addiction is there. The masturbation is there. The pornography is there. The courtism is there. And many other things. So you have to ensure that you are focused so they can achieve your dream and become the best that God has created you to be.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. I'm sure you are learning, right? And you are taking notes. All right. So, Mr. Adams, thank you for that wonderful enlightenment also. Yeah. So, most of these students, right, are in the neighborhoods where some of those who were your sets, who were not serious, so to say, and then they are regretting, their present state. Some of these students live around those people, and they are the ones who usually use that word, school, na scam. And then, when they use such words around you too much, it gets into you, and then you also want to believe that probably school, na scam. So I want to ask now, how would you explain to us that school is not actually a scam? One, and then two, how were you able to, because apart from learning in the classroom, learning physics, learning chemistry, learning geography, government, all subjects. There are other things that students also need to learn in the school. What are these things that they also need to learn outside the 4 rooms of the classroom?
Yeah, there are many things you have to learn. Number one, you must learn the concept of good association. Don't listen to them that school is a scam. One Bolade Grammar School student, his name is Alex. He was just like you like this, wearing uniform in Bolade Grammar School. From Bolade Grammar School, he was an art student. From Bolade, he went to UI. He studied law. He finished from UI. From there, he went to study abroad. I won't mention the name of the school that he went to. He became a big boy. As I'm talking now, Alex is the husband of the daughter of the president of Kenya.
Wow.
That guy is a Bolade Grammar School student. Can you imagine? Somebody who was living in Shogunle. Go and Google it, you will see it. Go and find out. The president of Kenya, you will see the name on Google. Who is the daughter of the president of Kenya? You will see the name. Who is the husband of the daughter of the president of Kenya? Bolade Grammar School students.
Amazing.
Area boy cannot marry the daughter of a Bolade Grammar School student, president of a Kenya daughter. Somebody who is not an achiever. But the guy is an achiever. He's a lawyer. I think he went to Oxford or California, one of the universities as well, from UI. And he became a global lawyer. And that's why they can accept him in Kenya. That's why he became the husband of the. Can you imagine what that means? That's a glory. That's a global recognition. To marry the daughter of a incumbent president of a country, means that you have substance here. If the boy is a non-entity, can't get to that level. I remember a boy who was just, I won't mention his name of the boy, for security reasons. The boy was growing up, and then the parent died when he was 9. The father died when he was 9. The mother died when he was 10. What will he do? He has nothing to do. Then he went to start working at KFC to mop the floor. From there, the boy went to university. He came to tutorial center, became a big boy. And from there, he went to University of Lagos. He studied economics. Don't forget, no father, no mother. He could have been a wheel pusher. But the boy went to Unilag. He finished there with the first class. Bank of America came to Africa. They said they wanted 17 people to go and come and do internship in London. The boy went to write the exam in Ghana. They shortlisted him. They flew him to London. A boy who was born in Mushi. They flew him to London. And he got to London. What happened to him? He did the internship for 1 year. He has returned to Nigeria. He's working in Shell. The salary of this boy in a month is more than 2 million in 1 month. And somebody is telling you that education is a scam. Don't listen to them. If you listen to them, you also become a non-entity like them. Don't follow them. The little opportunity, I was born in Ariori Street, Mafuluku. My street was not motorable when I was born. And by the grace of God, I'm not bragging, so that you can work hard. I've been to the US, I've been to UK. That was the time I was watching football in Emirates Stadium live. And I was saying, now my life be this. That means that you can also get to the top. If you work very hard, don't have that mentality. Don't allow your background to put your back on the ground. Don't say because I was from Mafuluku, I was from Bolade. No, it's not a scam. There was one Bolade Grammar School student, was it Bolade or one of the schools around there? She's a newscaster in CNN. Wow. CNN, not AITO, CNN. Global. And they all started from this environment, Oshodi here. So don't listen to them. Work very hard. The concept of good association will help you. Remember 2 concepts. You said what we can learn from the class, apart from the classroom. Concept of believing in yourself. That you can do it. Your parents may not go to school, but you can make it. My own father did not go to any school in life. He was an illiterate. But I knew that my father will not define me. I'm the one that will define myself. Nobody will define you, not even your community, not even your school. You are the one that will define yourself. What do you want out of life? Believe in yourself. You can do it. Your parents may not go to school, but you can become an achiever. Then the concept of concentration. What does that mean? Focus. Why are you here? He mentioned that. Is it money you want? Oh, the Yahoo boys are waiting for you in the hotel. They will give you the money and they will use your destiny. They will use you. Is it iPhone you have? They will give you the iPhone and then you may lose your life in the next 2 years. So if that's what you are looking for, you get it. The concept of discipline. Learn to say no. There's always time for everything. I used to tell many girls who are here, I don't have to go into any relationship if I'm not willing to get married in the next 2 years. If you're not willing to get married in the next 2 years, don't go into any serious kind of relationship. Work your future now. When your future is very solid, then the men will come when the right time comes. The right one will come. So the concept of discipline, learning to say no to drugs, no to cultism, no to prostitution, no to all forms of social vices. Learn to do that. Then the concept of dream. I used to tell many people, dream is not what you have in your head when you are sleeping in the night. Dream is what prevents you from sleeping in the night. I repeat that. Dream is not what you are feeling when you are sleeping. Dream is that thing that prevents you from sleeping in the night. You have a dream, I want to be a doctor, and you can't sleep. You have to read physics. I have a dream, I want to be an accountant, then you can't sleep anymore. I want to study my account this night. You have a dream, you want to be a lawyer. People are having party here and there, and they are smoking and drinking. I have to study my literature. That's a dream. So dream is not what you feel in the night when you are sleeping. Dream is that thing that keeps you awake in the night, that prevents from sleeping. Have that dream. And of course, the God factor. No one does well in this world without God. Adams, why are you doing this one? Adams, give us 3 reasons why your college is doing well. 3 reasons. Number 1, God. Number 2, God. Number 3, God. Because without that God, there is no other reason. Those are the concepts.
Beautiful. I hope you are taking notes. Because even me, at this my age now, I think I will still, because thank God we are recording this, I will still have to go back and, you know, take more notes from what you've said. I have to listen to what you said again. Because there's no way you can take God away from whatever you are doing in life. And there's no way you can move forward without focus.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can also move, you know, there's no way you can focus when you don't have a dream.
Yeah.
And just like he said, the dream is not what keeps you, what takes you to bed, is what keeps you away from bed. You know, when you feel like sleeping, but no, you have to wake up and say, this thing, I must sort it. And that's a very beautiful one. All right, so let's look at the present state now, sir. Let's come back to the present state. We have students in this classroom who will be writing their WAEC, their JAMB in a very short period of time. And we have some who will be moving into from SS1 to SS2, from SS2 to SS3. Sir, how would you advise those who are going to be writing these exams? What's the best format for them to prepare for this exam? Because I know you've been in this business of preparing students ahead before for over 20 years now. What's the best advice you can give to them to prepare them ahead for their exams?
Yes, that's why I wore this t-shirt. Ash what? 300 plus. You can do it. You can score above 300. So Bolade grammar school students have just scored above 300 before many. So it's not new. You can break record. You can do the best. You can be the best of your kind. What can you do? Number 1, you read with syllables. When you are reading, you study with your syllables. How many topics do we have in physics, for example? We have 39 physics topics in JAM syllabus. How many have you covered? We have about 65 days to JAM. How ready are you? So you study with the syllabus. Topically, you study like that. Apart from that again, for every topic, solve many questions. There are some textbooks like that that are prepared, past questions like that are topical. You are a government student, for example. I've just read about Constitution. Go and look for questions on Constitution. Answer them very well. You practice all those topics one by one with a lot of questions. Another thing you have to do is that you have at least a working plan. How many hours do I want to be reading in a day? Set goals for yourself. How many hours do I want to read in a day? Anybody want to score 300 and above in JAM must read nothing less than 4 hours a day. Nothing less than that. Don't say, my own break cannot take more than 1 hour. Then you cannot be a doctor. My own break cannot take more than 1 hour a day. You can't be a lawyer. You can't be an accountant. You study very hard. Apart from that again, you must ensure that when you are reading, you jot down. There's a difference between reading and study. Many of us don't study. We only read as if we are reading newspaper. No. You jot down those points and you read them. You ask yourself questions when you are finished reading. We call it self-examination. Set a goal. We call it the goal, the SMART goal. Specific goal. What do I want to score in my JAM? Make it specific. Make it measurable. How am I working towards that goal? Make it achievable. You know, I want to score 360 in JAM. I want to get 90 in English, 90 in physics, 90 in biology, 90 in chemistry. How will I achieve that? Is it a realistic goal? Does it have time bound? Those are the things you have to do. And then when you are studying as well, look for friends who can help you. A tree cannot make a forest. By now, they say 2 good heads are what? Better than 1. Get friends. Don't be too proud. I don't know physics very well. Let somebody help you. I know one boy who gained admission to UI. Said, I have 3 different friends. 1 is my physical friend. He teach me physics when I have problem with physics. 1 is a chemical friend. He teach me chemistry when I have problem. And 1 is mathematical friend. When I have problem with maths, I go to him. I know whom to follow. Who is your friend?
All right, so quickly again, sir. There's life.
Yeah.
And there's life. And there are some times that, you know, maybe due to one thing or the other, some people might fail their exams.
Yeah.
So what's your advice if someone fails an exam for the first time or for the second time, so to say? What's your advice for such a person?
Yes, it's very important for you to know that you must be resilient and tenacious as well. One girl told me last December, sir, I wrote my first jam, I failed. Second jam, I failed. Third jam, I failed. Fourth jam, I failed. I didn't give up. She didn't give up. She didn't commit suicide. Because suicide is not an option. I'm not doing well, I failed this. They say I should repeat SS1. Therefore, let me go and kill myself. No, if you kill yourself, you will not go higher anymore. That's the end of your journey. The girl wrote the 5th jam. They gave her pharmacy as a course, University of Benin. But she actually wanted medicine. Someone would have said, pharmacy and medicine, are they not the same thing? Drugs, and then you treat people. Said, no, that's not my dream. Now, they gave her admission for medicine, sorry, pharmacy in that place. She wrote jam again the 6th time. And jam now gave her medicine in that December. And she came to tell me, she's studying medicine now, 6th jam. I know one young lady, she's in Wales, in the UK. Her first jam, failed. Second jam, failed. Third one, failed. Fourth one, failed. 6th one, failed. She wrote the 7th jam. She now passed the exam very well. They gave her medicine. As I'm talking now, she's a doctor today. In Wales, happily married. We don't stop in our past. We don't dwell in our past. We learn from our past. We learn from our failure. Failure is an opportunity for you to start all over again in a more intense way. Quitters don't win, and winners will never quit. Do you know how many experiments Thomas Edison did before he discovered a bulb? 100 experiments, no bulb. He did almost about 1,000 experiments before he can discover a bulb. And that bulb is what we are using in the world today. If that man has given up earlier, maybe we'll have still remained in darkness till now. One man paid the price. What price are you willing to pay? If you not come the way you wanted it, but you can still do it. Sometimes I'm not supposed to be in SS2 now. I'm in SS2. I repeated a class and I'm ashamed. Don't be ashamed. The first building in every street is not always the most beautiful. Somebody may enter school before you. That does not mean that person is better than you. You take your time. Some years ago in our Bolade grammar school here in our class, we had some people who are doing well. They have money, more than some of us and all that. Their parents have money, so they always come to school. Some of them will carry big book like this. We have not even read our small book, so we're always envious of them. They are all Baba Olowo. I'm not making mockery of them, but where they are today now is nowhere compared with some people that struggled that time. So never mind, you may fail the exam, but don't give up. Can you help me tell your neighbor, don't ever give up? So you don't give up. You keep working hard. You try it again. Mr. Adams, my problem is chemistry. Don't give up on your field. I hate chemistry, therefore, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Let me go and study Yoruba education. Why? I hate maths. I would love to be an accountant. But now, because I'm not getting the maths, I will change to art or to something. No. I don't like physics. I don't want to be an engineer anymore. You can't give up like that. I love law, but I don't like literature. You cannot give up. Just work very hard and you can get there. So if you have already failed before in the past, or you are thinking, I've written one exam before and I didn't do well, don't ever give up. I know one man, a story of a man. In his school, he was always coming last, always coming last, always coming last. 1 year, he spoke to himself and said, my life must change. And that man today, one of the greatest minds in Nigeria until now, I won't mention his name. I know one boy again. I'm not trying to advertise Adam's college, but I know the boy. He wrote GC. He failed maths, F9. So when he went to check his result, people were, that time it was not the time you have to go and then you use scratch card now that you are doing. So you have to go to the school. They will check it for you. The man that was checking said, this man, you try you. So he was thinking he had 8A1 or something. So you try you. Now only one thing spoil your result. So he was already jubilating that maybe he has 8A and maybe 1F. Said, you try you. So he went in and said, sir, what do I get? Said, all of them are F9. Except one that spoiled it. He ate.
What's the difference?
That means it could have become F9 parallel. That's what the man was saying. The boy saw many people jubilating, then he said, I won't give up like this. He came to come and start doing under JC. I remember we taught him in our lesson that time. He went to write to the same GC and WAEC and jam. He blasted everything. He went to OAU to study F9 in maths. He went to OAU to study mathematics as a course. He finished with the first class. To study maths in university and get first class, that's wizard. But if you had committed suicide for failing the first time, it won't get to that place. So please don't ever give up. You will not get it in the first time, but don't ever give up. Just keep working hard and you'll get to the top.
That's beautiful. You can get your questions ready. I'm going to take some few questions because we want you to also speak out your mind and let us know where you might be having some challenges. But sir, how can we equate education? Because there's no way. We've seen people who are talented and because of lack of education they were unable to attain greater heights. How can we equate education and talent so as to help us get to wherever we want to get to?
Very important question, because there are many footballers who are in Nigeria now. They cannot write and read. They can't even sign contracts. They can't even understand the contracts. And many of them are being cheated. There are many girls who want to become a model, but they didn't go to school. So they have a low world view. They become what? A sleeping mat for many men who are calling them managers. I want to help you, I want to model you, I want to do something. And because those girls, they have low world view. So the education and the what and the talent is like a computer system that requires what? Software and the hardware. The software cannot work very well without the hardware. The hardware is functionally useless without the software. So the two of them have to blend. They have to blend. All of us go and read about Rashford in Man U, Manchester United. Rashford from university, he got to Man U Academy and all that. And then blended. And through that, he was able to get to the first team in Manchester United. Education is very key. Apart from the fact that he was not in good form now. But when he was in form, the whole United Kingdom sing his praises. Because he's also going to the community to do what they call CSR and all that. So you have to blend it too. Don't tell me you can sing very well if you are not doing well in your academies. Don't tell me I want to be a dancer and you're not doing well in your academy. You have to blend it too. The two of them work together. Listen to me. The way somebody who has a salon will attend to customer will be different from the way somebody who has a salon who is a graduate will attend to customer. There will be a different input. There will be a different way of doing it. The way if I have a salon now, maybe a barber shop, and I'm a graduate, I know what I'm going to do in that kind of salon that will make it more attractive than somebody who didn't go to school. That's what education does. It gives you a better platform to operate and to do well. So blend the two of them. Don't allow one to suffer. Don't allow your talent to suffer at the expense of education. Don't be reading, and then you destroy your talent. I don't just do the talent alone. I can dance, I can sing. I want to be the next Davido and all that. Make sure your education also balanced. I want to be a footballer. I don't want to go to school again. Footballer, what if you break your leg? Your dream has ended though. But when you have something you can fall back on, that will not be an alternative to the top. Thank you.
So how many of you has, I don't want us to spend too much time again, but I want 4 people to raise their hand if you have a question.
My name is Jima Amida from SS2A. My question is, how do you identify your potential? The potential in you, how do you identify it? That's my
potential in you. Got the question right.
Yeah, very important. Number one, sit down there. What you do is this. There are some things you just love doing naturally. What you love doing. For example now, Lionel Messi loved to play football even before he started playing. He just loved it. There's something you love that is difficult for other people. I, for example, I love speaking. I love teaching. That's why even with my first class in university, I have to go back to teaching. I love it. And I love inspiring people. I want to communicate. So within you, there's something you love. Somebody, for example, just loves singing. You may not be singing very well because you're not a professional one, but you just love it. And nobody is teaching you how to sing, but you're already singing. Somebody just loves dancing. Dancing can be a potential. Unlike some years ago when they said it's only bad girls that dance, it's a lie. Only prostitute dance, it's a lie. It's a lie. So don't let anybody begin to deceive you. There are many talents that are inside you. You know, you just have to be guided by parents and by people that are on top there that can guide you. He said it. Learn from people. So there's something that you love doing that will come out naturally. These are your potential. Then upon that, you can also ask your friends and your parents, what do you think I love doing? They will tell you. There was one particular man. Now, let me give you a practical example. He's a comedian. I won't mention his name because we didn't pay for adverts. When he was in secondary school, people just say, oh, guys will just come to him. Do you know what they will tell him? Say, you just love cracking me up. You love cracking me up. And like the guy is a comedian now. You just say, I love cracking you up. Okay, open your hand like this. And then when the guy opens, say, see something. And then they begin to laugh. Like play. The guy is a comedian to the core. He even performed in the last experience. And he started small. So your friends know what you are good at. Maybe you sang one day, people say, what a voice. Maybe you speak one day in the class, people say, this is a broadcasting voice. Maybe you do something one day and say, this is good. Maybe you cook one day and your parents say, what did you do? That's the talent there. All what you have to do is to brush it up. And don't let people shut you down, as he said now. The first day you are going to sing in a public, people may shut you down and say, get out. Bad voice. Go and ask Basket Mouth. His first comedy, people were throwing paper at him. Go and sit down, it's not funny. You're not funny, but now he's a big boy in that industry. So don't let anybody shut you down. You know, start expressing yourself. And through that, of course, you have to pray to God to also help you to know what potential you have.
My name is Zakiozim from SS3A. I want to ask a question concerning the talent aspect. You said that if you can have talent in your skills and all of that. I said, okay, can you have talent in your maybe education aspects? Maybe your subject, or whatever.
Okay. I think I get the question.
What's the
trying
question?
to ask if someone can be talented academically. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, we are just trying to say that there are two different ball games. Talent is talking about the inbred traits you have, those things you have inside you. Not physics now, not books now. We want to separate them. You can be very good, you can be intelligent, you can be brilliant in your subject. We're not talking about brilliancy now, but talent, natural endowments, what you can do without being taught in the class, basically. You know, so that's what we're talking about. So, of course, you can be very good at physics, at chemistry, at maths, but we're saying that there are some other areas of life that you're good at outside that school curriculum. That's the one we say you should go and identify. Somebody can be good at physics, at account, literature. That's not the talent we are referring to. But the one we can do, the endowment you have outside the academies.
Hey everyone, my name is Shon Daniela from SS3A. I want to ask a question on how to plan for exams. When you said it before, I did not get it well, so I would like you to repeat what you said on how to plan for exams. Thank you.
Okay. Now, planning for exam, as I've said, you have to study with your syllabus. Did you hear that one I said? Syllabus. Then you have to study with past question. Many times, WAEC, NECO, JAM, GC, they recycle question. There is no new question anymore. They recycle. They can bring two from 1995 and add one in 2001, and there is no new question. So a student who that is, in fact, 1 year, let me tell you something that happened to JAM. JAM brought 2014 question. They repeated it as 2015 question. So many students who are not very brilliant, that have studied past question very well, especially 2014 question that day or 2 days or 3 days before, they score higher mark in JAM. So I was wondering, this boy, you're an average student, how come you can't get 295? They repeated question. So that's why you have to, number one, study with your syllabus, study with past question, study with your friends who are better than you. You can't be an island. Am I communicating? Manage your time very well, remove distraction, don't spend too much time on your phone. If I'm in SS3 now, for example, let me give you something that is very difficult to do. I can give my parent to my parents. Mommy, I don't want this phone now, it's distracting me. After my WAEC, I will collect it back. I know you may not be able to do that. And you can't do it. But many students have done it before. They gave their phone and said, Mommy, this is my Android phone and the iPhone and the one I know you love me, my dad. Take it. Can I have a smaller phone? That has no WhatsApp. That has no TikTok. so I can be communicating. That's all. After my exam, you see something. But then you drop that phone for your dad and mom, and you do your work and jam very well, and you pass very well, they can give you a better phone when the result come out. But if you allow those phones to prevent you from getting a higher score, that's the end. Then you now become a repeater. Go and be doing WAEC external students, WAEC and all that. But now you can plan, manage your time very well, minimize the time you spend on your social media, very important, and get good friends around you. Study very hard. Pray as if you have never read, and read as if you have never prayed. When you combine all that together, I think you should be able to get a very good result.
My name is Okore Victor. I am in SS2A. And my question is, how do you cultivate the habit of reading? Because sometimes when I want to read, I feel dizzy while reading. So like I want to master and grow in reading.
Yes, how do you cultivate the habit of reading? Yes, you only learn how to read by reading. Let me repeat that. You only learn how to read by what? You force yourself. Reading is not sweet. If I come here and say, students, my best hobby is reading, I'm a liar. Now liar, they lie. Of course, I want to watch Netflix. I want to watch my football team play football. I want to be at the pool side and enjoy the breeze and from the pool. So nobody loves reading, but you have to force yourself to read. And you must ensure that your brain is at the appropriate, level of picking something. Let somebody wake up in the night around, he only slept from 9 to 12, and he want to read from 12 midnight to 3 a.m. You can't read and understand like that. Let your brain rest very well. The minimum hours you must sleep in a day as a student is 7 hours. Minimum. For your brain to assimilate very fast. If you don't sleep, I never read in the night. I'm not the right night reader. I must wake up by 1 a.m. It's a lie. I never woke up by 1 a.m. in my life. And I got in first class. So don't do follow. You must study yourself. What is working for A may not work for B. If your friends are reading in the midnight, that does not mean you should read in the midnight. Read during the day. I read during the day and I pass exam. So don't do follow. Because everybody is reading in the midnight does not mean you should read in the midnight. I remember those days when we finished from secondary school. We were very serious, Bolade Grammar School. Some of us will not go home. And our principal and everybody know us. We scatter ourselves into the classroom and we don't do bad things in the class anyway. One person is there reading. Another person is in one place there reading. Another person is in front of the school there reading. And we scatter ourselves and we read. And everywhere is quiet in the school. And we read till about 6 p.m. in the evening. Yes, no school lesson, nothing. We read. So you must cultivate the habit of reading by reading. Get a conducive environment for yourself. It's not how many hours you read that matter. Break the hours of reading. I want to read 7 hours today, no stopping. And then you read 1 hour now, sleep has come. So what do? At that period, take a walk. Get some fresh air. Return to the place you are reading. And then number 2, when you are trying to read sometime, do some funny thing. Inflict punishment on yourself. I know a girl, when she was feeling sleepy, she would stand at the wall and raise one leg and still carry the book. I met her one day. I said, why are you always raising your leg? She said, Mr. Adams, once I sit down, I will sleep. And I don't want to sleep. Do something about that. When you are watching movie and then sleep is coming, what do? You look for water to wash your face. Why don't you do that one for government? Why don't you do it for chemistry? Inflict all the pains now. Go through all the pains now. So I can, because no pain, no what? No gain. Go through all the pains now. It's not easy to read at all. But when you read, you become a leader. Because readers today, they are what? Leaders tomorrow. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so very much, Adams. We really appreciate you. Appreciate you. There's something I want you to go home with, which is that this particular video or this particular session will be uploaded on YouTube. And you know when something is uploaded on YouTube and on social media especially, it will be there forever.
Yeah.
And your faces, your pictures, everything would also be there. Now let's think ahead, let's think in the future. 30 years from now, you know the video will still be there. How would you feel if you don't take all this advice and you see that video? How do you think you will feel in the next 30 years? You feel what? So the best thing you can do is to ensure that all that he has said today, you hold on to it firmly. and you make not just hold on to it, you practice all that he has said. You know, I said it before we started, that in all that you do, ensure that you practice. Practice, they say, makes what? So you have to ensure that you practice all that he has said. Apart from reading and studying to pass exams, also learn from people. This is a form of learning. He has taught you today how to pass exams, but you never knew all this method before now. You just thought you can just carry your book and just read and then go to the exam. But is it that easy? This thing will serve as a memory for you. Anytime you want to, go astray, you might just come across the picture, come across the video, and then it takes you back, to the tracks. So thank you so very much, sir. We sincerely appreciate you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Clap for Mr. Adams, please.